Bishan 在50年前，它只是一个坑崩，到处都是树林，除了树林就是坟墓。因为那个时候，Bishan 是一个华人的坟墓，里面的是广东人，全部都是广为造山属的人，可以说是死人多过活人。
Bishan today takes the approximate shape of a triangle, bounded by Bishan Park on the north, Marymount Road on the west, and Brattle Road on the south. There is a diverse mix of HDB flats and landed houses, as well as commercial and industrial developments. As we juxtapose the current day map to that before the development of Bishan New Town, we see that the road layout is significantly different. Unlike the current road system, the cemetery roads followed the terrain of the land. The roads formed loops that encircled the cemetery hills. Kampong Santing was located at the entrance of the cemetery. The cemetery itself was organized according to pavilions from 1 to 10. To locate a particular grave, one just has to know the hill number or the pavilion number. The entrance to the cemetery was through a Kampong Santing Road off the intersection between Thompson Road and Brattle Road at the current site of Raffles Institution Junior College. This road led into Kampong Santing, the main settlement that housed most of the residents in the area. Kampong Santing Road was the main thoroughfare that was lined by shops and led to the main roundabout, where the tea house was located. Processions during festivals such as Qingming and Chongyang will often be held along this main road.
当时的情景是人家来每年，尤其是清明还有重阳，他们来拜山，就在我们的茶亭那边集中，然后去里面拜完出来呢，在那边大家当做一个聚会，那么跟当时住在碧山亭，就是我们的刚帮山定的人呢，就他们在一起这样所以那时候的情景是很荒凉
The kampong was relatively spread out, and the graves were nestled right next to the villages.
同时呢，这个来佛书院这个地方呢，以前我们把它叫做什么呢？死人的总邮政局。他们因为所有死人那个屋子纸屋子、纸飞机纸船在半夜12点的时候都拿到这个地方来烧。
At the main junction of the village, there was the Piksan Tea House, which was a popular spot for villagers and tomb sweepers alike to grab a meal.
我们叫茶亭其实一间咖啡店，也是很大很大的一间咖啡店。这间咖啡店是做什么呢？就是早上卖茶卖点心给人家吃，那么大概是到了10点11点这段时间呢，他们就是做死人生意。怎么讲呢？他们那个死去的棺材就要拿到碧山来埋葬，所以他们来到这个茶亭，就是那个时候的咖啡店就在那边招待那些亲友吃点心喝茶这样。
Next to the tea house was the temple, where many tomb sweepers would pray at first before proceeding to sweep their ancestors' tombs. Also located in the village was the Piksanting School, a Chinese medium school that provided basic education to the children of the village. The cemetery itself covered an area of 384 acres, which is more than 200 soccer fields. There were many atap houses and farmlands interspersed among the graves. As part of our research process, we set out to ascertain the layout of the cemetery with respect to the current-day landscape. Since the old cemetery roads have been completely removed during the redevelopment of the new town, we had to compare and overlay old satellite maps with current-day maps in order to deduce the approximate locations. The aerial map of Bishan on the left was taken in 1957, while the map on the right is that of current-day Bishan. By overlaying the two maps, we are able to trace the former cemetery layout onto that of current-day Bishan. By comparing the road layout with that of the old cemetery motorist map, we can roughly approximate the positions of the old grave hills and pavilion. There were a variety of tombs, some belonging to individuals and others belonging to organizations or clans.
总坟主要是根据它的那个性质，比如说我举一个例子，首地是鹤山的，鹤山在广东的鹤山县来新加坡有很多人，那么他们过世了之后呢，他们就放在那个碧山陵，通过鹤山会馆，鹤山会馆就把这些广东人的这些坟地集合在一起，后来呢就成了一个总坟。这个是根据地缘。就是鹤山乡人的这个坟地，因为刚才我讲有一些是根据行业，比如说那个木工啊、铁工啊，还是什么工啊，他们也是有总坟。所以总坟不是乱葬岗，不是乱葬岗，不是这个意思。是全部都写得清清楚楚，某一个人什么名都有。另外呢，他们也就是个别放的。那么，比如说你家里面的人买一块地，也可以放在那边。
At the current location of Bishan Harmony Park was the clan tomb for the Samsui Association. As early as 1841, Chinese immigrants from Samsui came to Singapore to find a living. The Samsui women are recognized nationally as the builders of Singapore from the 1930s to the 1980s. Next to the current-day location of Catholic High was the clan tomb for the Chongsan Association. The association was so named to commemorate the founding of the Republic of China by Dr. Sun Yat-sen in 1937. At its height, the association encompassed the natives of 5 different townships in Guangdong and had over 1,000 members. Around the current-day Bishan Sports Complex was the clan tomb for the Hokksan Association. The association was set up in 1920 as the oldest lion dance troupe in Singapore by immigrants from Heshan in Guangdong, China. Eventually, when membership increased, the lion dance troupe grew into a clan association. Located at the current-day Bishan Street 11 was the tomb of Wong A-fok, a prominent local businessman who served as the main government contractor for the Strait settlements.
He built quite a lot of buildings in Singapore, and the only one that we are sure of is the Victoria Memorial Hall. Because during the memorial, during the opening of the speech, the governor mentioned the name of the Bishan. The grave is decorated with 3 objects. There's a pair of lions there. The pair of lions is now in the temple in front of here. There were also 2 pillars. Behind his grave, there was an epitaph mounted on the turtle.
In the 1970s, the government began to draw up plans for the redevelopment of Bishan. On this 1976 map, the proposed Ang Mo Kio Avenue 8, cutting through the senatorial grounds and linking Toa Payoh with Ang Mo Kio, is the current-day Bishan Road, while the proposed Ang Mo Kio Avenue 6 is the current-day Marymount Road. By 1985, we see that the old cemetery road has largely been replaced by the modern street plan of the new town. The Bishan MRT station, which was due to open in 1987, was also clearly labeled. The only remaining segments of the old cemetery were near the current-day Bishan North, as well as along Brattle Road. By 1988, none of the old cemetery paths remain, and new HDB flats in Bishan East have been constructed. The development of Bishan North was in full swing by 1991, as we see the new flats along Bishan Street 22 and 23 being constructed, as well as the development of Bishan Park. It was also at this time that schools such as Raffles Institution, Guangyang Secondary, and Quadron Presbyterian School moved into the area. The development of Bishan New Town was largely completed by the 1990s. In the following 2 decades, we see the growth of Bishan from just a new town into a place where many residents call home. The physical changes of Bishan largely paralleled the physical development of Singapore.
这个是一个很自然的现象啊，因为新加坡总是要发展嘛。我们的地方是一个小岛，很小，那我们的社会呢发展得很快。
As we march into our next 50 years of independence, it is also important that we take stock of our developments and appreciate the changes that we have been through.